Well, I'd like to read a poem by a mentor and friend of mine whose name is Phyllis Koestenbaum. She's a San Jose State poet. She studied here with Robert Haas, and when Robert couldn't make it, she would teach his classes. She was also, Adrienne Rich was also in her class in 1949 at Radcliffe, and this poem is by Phyllis Koestenbaum. Proust. I don't know what friends know, for instance, what postmodernism really is and deconstruction. Many words in Proust I have to look up. Some I write in a notebook I began 2/3 into volume 1. I have my own ideas. If I lectured to a group of academics with long hair in the 90s, I'd be attacked. Did my grandmother notice me? Proust's young narrator knocks on the wall between his room and his grandmother's to tell her he is ready for his milk. He taps lightly 3 times, and she taps 3 times to say she's heard and is coming. To be liked by my aunt and uncle, I acted cheerful and younger than my age, almost like a slave who doesn't want to be sold away from her children. I stayed with them when my parents went to the city. I wandered around the unkempt garden, ate my aunt's heavy food, read my cousin's few books. A book with a yellow cover I read over and over. An orphan sent to live with her relatives becomes their servant, cleaning, weeding, milking. What I like about her poetry is that there's so much psychology going underneath the poem. It's completely flat, and she opened up the prose poem for me, and so I'll probably read a prose poem myself that I've written, and it's called It's Sunday night, and the forecast this week says clouds and rain, and the alarm is set for 4. It's nice to be here, too, by the way. Hi, everybody! Yeah! Poetry! Yeah! Great to see everybody. I love this day. I always look forward to it. So thank you, everyone, for putting it together. Thank you. Thank you. It's Sunday night, and the forecast this week says clouds and rain, and the alarm is set for 4. And my back is hurting because the couch we got from the corner of Wyrick and Lee is collapsed, and now my back's collapsed, and I'm on my feet every day at the grocery store. Who will shovel and pack and shovel the ice so the fillets stay chilled in the case all day long? Who will get bags of ice to cool fish for customers their long drive home? Who will wrap the packages, stake the halibut, scale and flick the guts of largemouth basses? I don't have sick days left. I don't have long-term disability. The state pays 1/3 of your income, but the state's bankrupt. Will I even get that? When my girlfriend went out, I waited up long as I could for her return, waited for her to massage and hot pad and knuckle my back into shape. I turned on Star Wars umpteenth time to dream the dream of adventure. Poor Luke, poor Leia, sleek and frail in her always white gown. Still, I fell asleep and didn't make it until Luke calls, "This is Red 5, going in," and Han saves the day, and in the end, Chewbacca roars. I laid flat on my back and crashed on the couch that's covered in sheets and comes untucked at the arms. Because it was free and spotted and collapsed, we don't want to look at it. But look at me now. I can't touch my toes, do crunches, walk around the block, and it's swimsuit season. I know I shouldn't care, but I do. There's no way I'll be ready for the beach. A half-hour drive without traffic over the hill. The beach is gold and azure and lightly breezy, filled with bodies the Greeks would have killed for. But why continue in this manner? No one invites me to beach parties. Besides, the sun burns my arm. White spots glow from my armpits after I lie on the beach, half hour on my stomach, half on my back. And whenever I stretch to catch the flung frisbee that seems hung forever in mid-air, I stab my burnt arm into the blue abyss, my fingers grabbing desperately, my toenails burning yellow in the sun, as I run fleet-footed like messengers across the heroic, blood-splattered fields of Ilium. Inevitably, the disc is just out of reach. It falls perfectly still at the foot of some perfectly tanned girl's towel that I kick sand on as I break to a halt. Something of the color of molting Dungeness, spawning salmon, the brightness of pink geraniums must flash through her mind as she examines the blistering hue of my chest, and she sighs. She flips a page in her magazine as I pick up my frisbee, walk back, burnt more, pricked in my slumped and scorched shoulders with 1,000 spears from the sun. Why is it we can't give up the importance of beauty? Oh, Helen, 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 oh, Aphrodite, sleek and frail in your always white gown, what worth, what gold is the golden apple made from? Paris was a fool, a glistening bronze chap in linen swishing into the cabana for gin and tonics, and never thought red-headed Menelaus would notice his beautiful wife, that his beautiful wife had left. How we suffer, how we fall flat on our faces from desire. Flat on my back as I lie in bed, ice packs up and down my body. I wonder which is better, to have caught that frisbee with a Heisman Trophy ending just before the towel of that tan nymph and smiled, or be as gaunt and light and unattached and alone and kingly and loincloth and mindful as the Buddha sitting there beneath the Bodhi tree. Thank you.